Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, and whenever you're following me. So these days, as I agree, I'm going to share each time something about my writing, about my speech, because I'm a storyteller and I'm also a public speaker. I just logged out of one of the event that are calling for media personnel to come together and do work for the continent uh, and for the Africans all over the world. And here is the speech that I share, and I want to share with you as well. So it's just the time for us to work as African descent, as global citizen also of the world. COVID-19 has shown us how media, how individuals have done the great job in the continent, reflecting the positive scenario and also highlight some of the challenges that we have in the continent. For example, some of the challenges that the African community has when it comes to access to health, gender-based violence cases, and also at the same time, I would like to dedicate all those courageous youths who have done great job for their community. Uh, at the same time, they have been through a lot of challenges of resources, challenges of support, but they're still doing the work and they are moving on it. So in some countries, it's still people only depend on the radio to get information because of lack of development. There is a lack of electricity. Some people don't have access to television, or they are not part of the digital revolution also. And we are talking about the 21st century. So that is a challenge itself, because we are not using the resources that we have back in our countries uh, to support and to support the citizens of these countries, and also to generate opportunities for the nations, for different also population. During the COVID, I have started a platform, an international platform. One of them was to bring women in the media and to tell their stories. Women who are leaders, who are doing a great job for their community, who deserve to be recognized. So I started interviewing them and put all these stories in a YouTube platform that called Mary Apollo. So after that, because I have been in a journalism for almost 8 years since I graduated, so I had the passion of storytelling and news report interviews. So that took me also to start another platform where I interview government officials, civil society organization, leader, foreign policy, and regular citizen to connect them with the truth, and also ask for their recommendation, ask for help, the support that every individual deserves to be getting, because they are human beings. And I don't want to drive the conversation this way to human right topic. Yeah, but this is how it started. Those academics, those experts, those people who have talent. So when they came together, the best comment that I have ever get from people, from friends, from people who are in my network, that those people are really intelligent. Africa have talents, and all those people are amazing, and we need to tell their stories. You need to highlight them more to the public. As non-profit organization, also an individual, are interested to continue doing that work. So last week, we have done a campaign for youth dialogue. It was one of the first dialogue that I have started with other South Sudanese youth, and also some friends who are from different parts of the world, Europe, Africa, and Asia. So it was a great platform, and it was a first step to mobilize the community. But what I observed from that there's already people who are motivated outside there, and they are working. They need some people to motivate them, to carry them, to drive them in a certain way. Then from there they can work. So it was a great one, and we get that feedback. So in media, when we talk about media, does take us back to our countries, the continent, that there is a problem when it comes, and we discuss about the media industry, because culturally, media is not considered one of the areas that people are interested to learn, to go to school, to study media, to enter the media industry. Everyone want to be a lawyer, an engineer, the medical field. This are the areas that are having most paid job. Like it's the best way. You go faster to make an income. Or politics, you go to politics so that you can make money. I don't know how that works, and I don't know what is the relationship with that, but this is how it works. So also the human rights violation by different African countries, again, is the media people, and again, is the journalists. And that is something bad, because that drive and drain our motivation from doing our job as media people. Because when the government is attacking journalism, when the government is harassing them, torture them, like taking the freedom of speech out of them. So this is where media people come, and they take a side, and they decide that they have to leave this field to look for something else more secure for their life, and also to provide for their families, or for their necessary needs. If we talk right now, we have the chance of using the digital revolution, and also the reliable internet that we have to make a change globally, in the diaspora, in the continent, globally. But this is an important point, but there is one problem here, because as in Africa right now is 52% offline during the COVID-19 and the challenges, and still the poor infrastructure that we have in the continent, while the diaspora, Europe, like the United States, people have access 80% to the internet. That people have here faster internet system, reliable networking to help them do their research, to help them build an online platform. And this is where a lot of people who come to get an advantage out of it. And me, I was one of those people who get lucky to start this platform during the pandemic. Especially, I don't have enough resources, but I have the internet, I have a laptop, and I have the basic thing that can help me start doing my media work, to interact with people, to communicate with people, to use the networkings and friends that I have. I have a lot of people that I know in different areas, people who are expert, people who are capable of get things done and make a big change. So this is where I come to bring all these two people together, and we work. Unfortunately, for a long time, the immigration story have only been reflecting the negative side of immigration. The lack of jobs that immigrants face when they come, when they immigrate to different countries, and also take, for example, the United States, access to education and access to health care system. So all these challenges, and the media at the same time is not focusing to reflect the positive side, to bring, for example, the one story of a successful immigrant who have immigrated outside their country and they make this success. So this is mostly what I was focusing in doing, to bring more example of that. and there is always a way for immigrants to make it out of that. But because of access to information, that is why those people is stuck on the same place for a long time, and they don't find out how they can make it like the other people does. And most of the time, everyone is isolated in their own comfort zone. And this is not something good. That is why I'm trying to bring those people together. It's a time to tell our own scenarios because we have to use to reflect the strategies for our future and the upcoming generation also. Also, when we talk about media, we have to understand an important topic, how this media organization work. Where they get media, if we take it, it depends, media organization globally depends on relationship and money, and also power. These three elements are important in each media houses. And that is why I think most of the countries, it take them so long time to have independent institution for media. If I take Sudan, one of these examples. But now with the internet reliability and also the digital revolution, there is a way that people can start their platform, and some of the country and some of the individual have already succeeded in doing that. Work also, because I also do a lot of work with youth, and when it comes to youth have a lot of challenges. One of them is access to self-motivation, access to resources, access to mentorship. This is a good point for us to say of the way that we can support this youth, either by giving them a personal mentorship and like providing them with information, resources, and equipment that they need to start doing their own independent work, media work especially. So I do administration consultancy as a full-time job. And then I work with the company, and the people whom I work with, most of them are white people. That was my first job, my previous job. So there is some interesting story I want to share with you. One of these, the tennis player, I think Serena Williams, has started a company where she sells ice cream. She produces her ice cream and she sells it, and this is the business she runs. So I have a white friend. Actually, he was a co-worker. We worked together, and when we were waiting, we went to grab some lunch and coffee from the coffee shop, and then when the car passed by, I was like, oh, I point at the truck and said, oh, this is Serena Williams ice cream line. And then amazingly, he was asking me, oh, did Serena Williams has an ice cream line? I said yes. Or there is a lot of Black women and also Black people who already make it successful in the business industry. Like, what is her name? Let me remember that later on, then I will share it again. Like, she also started her own ice cream line. And then this person, who is a privileged white person, he told me, like, oh, Serena Williams, but she have a chronic disease. She's not healthier. She's not healthier. So I don't know why he made this point. But what came to my mind that the white person was only focusing in bringing the negative narration about Serena Williams because she is Black and she have the disease. She doesn't focus more to highlight about the achievement that she was able to fight the disease that she have, and also start her own business, being independent in a community where only white privilege are controlling the resources, the jobs. Started like independent businesses. He could have said that she made it well, and she made a successful business. and I appreciate that with her. But at the same time, I don't blame him because the system that he grew up in, and the media also, uh, is always trying to reflect that side of Black people. They are sick, they are pity, so that you can more emotionally be toward them. They don't always focus on sending the positive side, the achievement that they have done, the successful side of it. So this is something else. Uh, but the sad thing that many of us as people who have faced discrimination, and also who have been under the system that are not injustice. Um, when we come out of that, we are trying to apply the same thing to our fellow Black people or African people, because they have done this to me. Like, my manager was white, my manager was from the Middle East. She wasn't treating me well, so I'm going to treat my fellow brother the same way. And it's not that you are coming to find that you are coming to address racism. You are coming to end these issues, and this is a very important and sensitive issues, because it's still some of the institutions globally that are working in human rights academia uh, are still facing this challenge. They are addressing these issues in their manifesto, in their work environment, but it's just difficult to implement it in their work environment. And for example of that, some supervisors are always trying to take credit for another students or another staff member who are they supervising, take the intellectual property for the work that they have doing and change it to their name, so that they will be taking charge of it. And especially when it comes to people who are racially have been underprivileged and under also represented in the community. What does need to be done in the upcoming years? It need to be there strategize of starting media independent campaigns, media independent institution. And here we are not talking only about the government agencies, because also the government institution have the money, they have the resources, they have the power to guide everyone the direction that they want to to serve their agenda. That is a time to think about building the nations and the harmony as well. Many African media houses and also they are not moving forward because of lack of resources, of lack of financial assistance. Let me say that. And it's a sad reality, but it's not something that I want to focus on right now. Many African media houses, many African leaders now globally need promotions, need a platform where they can seek for their future and the career that they want to establish in the future. And this is something a lot of us don't understand, that it's not just for politicians, people who are international development, people who are researchers, people who are media. You have to start building that platform for yourself the day you decide that you want to have the job. You have to put your materials out there, the resources that you have out there, so that people, organizations can recognize that you have that skills, you are qualified for doing the work. A lot of Africans, a lot of Black people, Africans there, they don't have an access they don't have enough financial resources to go to these media houses, especially the big media houses, to promote them, to do for them the work professionally. So what's here, what I want to highlight and call for here, that they should reach out to many young African or people who are working in these areas. For example, there is a lot of African journalists, there is a lot of people who are doing a work in media in different area, and most of the time those folks want to help, or they're just looking for support to their platform and to their organization. One of the women, actually, I was talking to one of my friends. She's a great friend of mine. She's 60s. She had a daughter, and then her daughter was graduated from media, mass communication. And she sadly was telling me, oh, my daughter cannot get a job in media because she's more natural. She doesn't bleach her skin. She wear a natural hair. She doesn't wear makeup. So she wasn't lucky to get a job in the media industry, and which we all know that the qualification on getting a media industry. So she went to politics. She started a career in politics, and it started from the national level. But then the mother have to help her find the way out, find the resources, find collaborating, building the network, and doing all this work. And she get the information here. She shared it with her daughter, and then after that she starts sharing it with people who are in the community, who are close to her, who have done the work with her, like me. Suddenly I get to do for her a job, and yeah, from there we start helping each other and exchange informations, and also networking. So there is a need to increase more in that, and also we don't have to be stuck in one place again and find challenges to get the jobs that we want. When it comes to media, we have to start that today. After starting my platform, a lot of senior executive governments, government people who are government responsible, people in the civil society organization, ambassadors have reached out to me, and they ask me to work together. They ask for help to establish a good platform that they can promote themselves. So what I start doing, I start interviewing those people because part of the work that I'm doing is personal brand consulting, like find the ability that you have and help you how to tell your stories, and then guide you towards that. So I start doing that one-on-one, and after listening to the person from the first time or interviewing them, I get a sense of what they have to bring on the table, and then I start helping them building their content, write their concept, also for nonprofit organization to write their website content or PR jobs, and market the people who are or the organization. This is about how we can support each other. I think it's the time for us to start right now. And this is when this challenge really starts. This is when we will stop having this negative scenario in the media. And this is the right time for it. Taking into account that I'm a storyteller, and I like to always start and telling my things by stories. There is a lot of good example in the community, in the society, where if we are looking for. Remember when I started doing media in 2010, at that time there were no many girls who were in the field, and also the resources I remember one of my mentors say, well, still me, even he told me when I started this platform, like, don't get bored, don't give up, and stop the work you are doing. Continue doing it, continue doing your platform. And this is when I realized that strength have to be from me. This is when I realized that the journey has yet started. And write your goals, and also write the resources that you have, what is available for you around to start doing it. And you have also to put in the other hand the challenges that you have, what barriers are like bounding you from achieving that. And this is the moment you will start doing it. This is the moment where we break all these barriers and start getting the thing done. So I don't want to make it longer than that. Just enjoy your day. Have a good day. Bye. Let me meet you again in a different topic. Thank you.